Our next contestant in tonight's international speech contest is Monica Brewer. The title of Monica's speech is Let Them Eat Cake. With Let Them Eat Cake, will you please welcome Monica Brewer.
Let them eat cake. Let them eat cake. Famous words spoken by Marie Antoinette back in the 1700s, Mr. Chairman. A quote reflecting the princess's ignorance of her people at the time. Her people were starving. A situation that hasn't really changed in the last 300 plus years. It's a world problem that we really haven't got our head around. Maybe I can suggest a suggestion tonight that may make a little dent. Hunger in the 21st century means the same as it's always meant. People not having enough food to eat, to live a healthy and active life. Do you know that 1 in 8 people in our world today live in extreme poverty and hunger? 1 in 8. Why, I ask you? The world produces enough food for all of us to eat with ease. The crime is that we throw out 50% of what is produced and what we buy. That statistic I read in the news just recently, and when I was researching this topic, because that statistic of 50% being tossed touched me so deeply, I found on Wikipedia that last year the UK statistics that came out were that 7.2 million tonnes of food are tossed out every year, of which 4.4 million tonnes is avoidable. It's waste that we just buy and we toss. That 4.4 million tonnes equates to 12 billion pounds. Now, as I said, those statistics really shocked me. And I know as Australians living in such a lucky country that they would probably shock you. I can see it on your faces. And I know you're probably sitting there thinking, now how can I make a difference? How can I make an impact in this area? But firstly, I just want to share with you a little bit of my story that caused me to feel so touched by this topic. Now, my girls attended a college where they volunteered for night patrol. Night patrol is a van that travels around Sydney every night delivering food to the homeless. So back 20 years ago, I volunteered to be a driver, and I go out regularly giving food to the homeless, helping people that are a little less privileged than I am. And you know, it's so inspiring going out there, hearing their stories, listening to what they go through. They are so positive. They are so happy about their lives. They don't whinge. They are positive people, and it's just so inspiring. But over my last 20 years of doing night patrol, we used to go around at the beginning collecting food from outlets, hot food that was really good to deliver on cold nights. Over the years, governments and laws have changed, and outlets are forbidden to give food to night patrol. So where does that food go now? Into the bin. Straight into the bin. Before we could give it to our homeless, now it goes into the bin. Go figure. Are any of you here guilty of tossing food out? Do you do what we used to do, is get your garbage tin out and go through the fridge and find those little science experiments that are happening at the back, you know, the cucumber that's fallen down the back, or the lettuce that's gone a bit off, and toss it in the bin, or go through the pantry and get to your best before dates? Do you know the difference between use by dates and best before dates? Most people are ignorant of the difference. Use by dates are food that really could hurt you if you eat it. So if you're past your use by date, toss it. You've got permission to do that, otherwise you'd be sick. Best before dates, they're about the quality of your food. So, you know, really, you could probably eat it a year, no, maybe not a year, maybe not a year, a month, 2 months, 3 months past the use by date. If you go through our cupboard and find something's 2003, I'd say toss it maybe, but you know, 6 months ago, you can use it. Don't throw it out. Someone that inspired me in this area is Ronnie Khan. I don't know if anybody's heard of Ronnie Khan. Have you heard of Ronnie Khan? Well, Ronnie Khan is the CEO of Oz Harvest. And looking at their website, their statistics are amazing. When they first started, she started this organisation back in 2004, and 4,000 meals were delivered in the first month with one van. Now, 9 years on, 320,000 meals are delivered in a month with 11 vans. It's an inspiring organisation. And their motto is about using food as a resource, getting it to the people that need it, not throwing it into the bin, using it as land waste. And I know that there are many organisations like that all over the world. And I think it's up to us to raise their awareness. So what I'd like to suggest to you tonight is a method that I think that you could probably make a little dent in this problem that we have. And firstly, step one, as an accountant, I would tell you, do a little bit of an audit on what you throw out every week. Do you throw food in the bin? Figure out how much it costs you. The statistic was 50%. Are you throwing out 50% of the food that you buy? For some people, that statistic would be very revealing. Others, maybe you're very good shoppers and you're doing a great job. Well, good on you. But those that are throwing out 50% of their household budget, maybe next time when you go shopping, you buy wisely. You plan. You figure out what you need. You don't need to overbuy. We live in Australia. Shops are open 24/7. You can buy what you need. You don't need to overbuy. And what I would suggest then at the end of the week or the month or whatever, how long your household budget is, you've got money in the bank because you haven't wasted it. So how good would that be if you donate it to the place where it needs to go? Give it to Oz Harvest or someone else that needs it. So I would ask you tonight to take that challenge up, do what Ronnie Khan did back in 2004 and make a difference in this world of waste.